Good evening and welcome to UBC News Tonight at 10 p.m. with me, Sharon Kyomugisha. Today, President Yoweri Museveni has applauded the role played by former Tanzanian President Mwalimu Julius Kambarage Nyerere in the liberation of African countries. The President's remarks were contained in a speech read by the Prime Minister Rubna Nabanja during a Holy Mass at the Uganda Matters Basilica in Namugongo, where pilgrims from both Uganda and Tanzania gathered to honor Mwalimu Nyerere, who is being considered to become a saint. Take a look.
In 2006, Pope Benedict XVI declared Mwalimu Julius Kambarage Nyerere, former president of Tanzania, a servant of God, marking the first step towards his beatification and canonization for sainthood. Since then, President Yoweri Museveni appointed 1st June as a special day to pray for him at Namugongo Basilica, 2 days before the Uganda Matters Day celebrations. Today's Holy Mass was led by Father Anthony Wakigua from Tanzania.
Who was this Mwalimu Nyerere? He was an example of a prayerful man, a prayerful family. He was a statesman, but at the same time, a good example of a father. That's why he didn't accept all the dignities which were normal to be bestowed on him, but he only accepted to be called Mwalimu, who struggled so much to unite Africa, to look for the liberation of our fellow countries, especially without shedding of blood.
The wife of the former President Maria Nyerere was not in attendance, but she was represented by the granddaughter Helen Maria Nyerere and the grandson.
Mama Maria sends her warm greetings and deep appreciation for your continued prayers and support for our family, and especially for Mwalimu Julius Kambarage Nyerere. Although she cannot be here with us today, she is very much with us in spirit and prayer as we gather for the intercessory mass and the celebration of Martyrs' Day. We are especially grateful to the Catholic Church and the Holy See for formally opening the cause for Mwalimu's beatification and canonization in 2006 by recognizing him as a servant of God. This is not about praising his name or lifting up his legacy. Mwalimu never sought fame. He lived a life of humility.
According to President Yoweri Museveni, the intercession prayers for the beatification and canonization process of Mwalimu Julius Kambarage Nyerere is worth because of his contribution to Uganda, especially during the liberation struggles and many of the African nations.
As we pray for the beatification of our dear beloved Mwalimu Julius Nyerere, as Catholics, we renew our faith. As Catholics, we renew our commitment to embrace government programs, especially of wealth creation, and to become self-reliant Catholics.
I want to join my sister Kaduchu to thank His Excellency the President for the prevailing peace across the country. Munegatekeze engalo tezimala. Tusiime Oweekitiibwa President olw'obutebenkevu obuli mu ggwanga lyonna obusobozesezza mwenna abalamazi okujja wano nga tewali abakubye ku mukono. It is indeed worthy for us all in the memory of his selfless contribution to Uganda, especially the time we were fighting to liberate this nation from the hands of non-democratic regimes. His recognition for canonization is strongly commendable. I appreciate and attest to Mwalimu Nyerere's assistance at the time, because his gesture of giving us weapons and recommending us to other useful contacts energized our resolve to struggle and redeem this nation.
Nyerere, who was a devoted Catholic and former president of Tanzania, passed away on 14th October 1999 at the age of 77.
Security has been tightened at the Uganda Matters shrine as at Mamre International Press Center, Changa, amid preparations for the Uganda Matters Day celebrations due Tuesday next week. Similarly, the Directorate of Traffic and Road Safety issued comprehensive traffic guidelines outlining a series of road closures, diversions, and parking arrangements for traffic.
With only a day to Matters Day due June 3rd, the mood at both the Catholic and Anglican shrines is filled with love for the Ugandan Matters, with increasing numbers of pilgrims flocking in. Security has been tightened at both the Catholic and Anglican shrines, as well as in Changa area where prayers will be held at Mamre International Prayer Center. Police have ensured collaboration with the sister security and law enforcement agencies to ensure the safety of pilgrims.
Uganda Police Force is the lead agency, but it is a joint operation. It is a joint operation that involves SFC, that involves UPDF, involves military police, intelligence agencies are all deployed here to make sure that the function, the celebration goes on peacefully without any problem. We have put all the personnel of all those categories I've mentioned in all various places.
Kampala Metropolitan Police spokesman Patrick Onyang called for cooperation.
But we only want to appeal to members of the public that as you come in, you should also be vigilant. Be suspicious of any suspected abandoned object, suspected abandoned briefcase, suspected abandoned bag, suspected abandoned bucket, suspect anything that is suspicious to you. Please inform the nearest security personnel, because we are going to be here and we have dominated the area.
According to the Directorate of Traffic Road Safety Advisory, released by Traffic Police spokesperson ASP Michael Kananura, outlining road use, it revealed closures, diversions, and parking arrangements for pilgrims and dignitaries, restricted access on the key routes. The Chireka-Chali-Wajara Road will operate as a one-way route for vehicles heading towards the Matters Shrine. Similarly, the Chali-Wajara-Nalia interchange will serve one-way traffic towards Chali-Wajara. Pedestrian walkways and VIP corridors. The section from Chali-Wajara Trading Center to the Catholic Church will be reserved exclusively for pedestrians on the right side, where the left side will be designated for VVIPs and emergency service vehicles. So far, security had been beefed up with the constant patrols in surrounding areas and access roads.
A section of the road at Banda will be reopened to full width for safer driving. Now, so far, the road works team will be advancing towards Mukono and will work overnight to address bottlenecks at Chigombia. These interventions are intended to enhance road safety and maintain uninterrupted connectivity along the Kampala-Jinja Highway. Sorry about that glitch, but it looks like the road works team is working in advance to make sure that Mukono, the road, the section of Banda Road is able to work smoothly for everyone that is using that ahead of the Uganda Matters celebrations this coming Tuesday. In more stories, an influential Indian spiritual leader, Jarmadri Bapu, is in Uganda for a 5-day official visit. Bapu's mission is to promote cattle farming and strengthen bilateral trade and cultural ties between Uganda and India.
Jairamgiri Bapu, the 14th spiritual successor of the 900-year-old temple in Gujarat, India, touched down in Uganda today, 1st June 2025. His visit is centered on one key theme, boosting the agricultural sector with a special focus on cattle farming.
We are truly grateful for him, His Holiness, for coming and accepting our invitation. Our main purpose of inviting His Holiness Uganda was a very similar relations the countries had between. He has over millions of followers in India who are cattle keepers, and our country has a great love and interest because we have grown up here and we have seen and history in cattle as well, including His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda and everybody.
Bapu, known for his teachings on peace and prosperity through agricultural sustainability, believes Uganda's fertile land holds potential for cattle rearing communities.
આજે મેં યુગાન્ડા દેશની અંદર જ્યારે અહીંયા આવ્યા છે અમારો મુખ્ય ઉદ્દેશ્ય તો અમારા
The most revered Param Pujya Swami Shri Jairamgiri Bapu is here amongst us, and he's most pleasured to be here in Uganda. He's visiting to explore the culture, the spirituality, and country at large in Uganda. He's going to visit various places, and as he was coming here, he was informed that even in Uganda, cow is the most precious even in the Ugandan culture. And even according to the Sanatan.
The head of the Religious Affairs in State House, Reverend Canon Aaron Mwesigye, says the spiritual leader's visit will open new chapters in Uganda-India relations, economically, on agriculture and tourism.
So he's coming here, number one, with majority of his followers who are cattle keepers. We are going to compare notes in keeping cattle. What is the value of that in Uganda and in India? And as you know, India is one of the largest investors in this country. I hope you know that. So when he comes as a spiritual leader with his followers who love cows, but at the same time who are interested in tourism and real estate, Uganda is going to benefit a lot. The president himself says that without investors, this country cannot develop.
The visit comes in the lead up to Uganda Matters Week, which will climax on the 3rd of June. Bapu has also offered prayers for peace, unity, and continued cooperation between the two nations.
State Minister for Minerals Fiona Nyamtoro has opened Evergrande Resource Company Limited to reoperate. The company operations were stopped in August last year due to non-compliance with exploration licenses on mining and environmental degradation. Take a look.
Mineral Development halted operations of Evergrande Resources Company Limited in Cheptokol Village, Chepkarat Parish, Locales Sub-County in Amudat, due to non-compliance on mining while acquiring exploration license, and the neighboring community decried chemicals from the company which contaminated water used by the community. Evergrande Resource Company Limited acquired exploration license in 2020. Officials from Ministry of Energy and Minerals led by State Minister for Minerals Fiona Nyamtoro, Commissioner Minerals Agnes Alaba, and other technocrats, area leaders have visited Evergrande Resource Company Limited in the district to assess non-compliance issues which led to its closure.
And most of the conditions has now been met. There was also complaint of the issue of artisans not being included into the operation. We have discussed with the company, and a specific area within this location is going to be given to artisans.
Minister Nyamtoro announced the reopening of the company for operations and promised to issue a mining license in 2 weeks.
State for Mineral Development, I want to officially grant Evergrande permission to operate again. As a ministry, we are going to follow them fully to ensure that they comply by the laws. We shall make a follow-up visit in 3 months again. In the event that we find there is no compliance with the law, we shall not hesitate to close again.
The ministry also gave the company conditions of setting up a mini refinery.
Upgrade from the level that they are at now, because from our visit, our tour around the company, we noticed that they stockpile concentrates, and that does not align with the president's mission of seeing that we add value to our mineral. Many other conditions, especially after issuance of the mining license, to see that the community development agreement is entered into the community has very many requirements.
Rogers Okello is the Chief Executive Officer for Evergrande Resource Company Limited.
Today, the minister declared for my activities at the company to be resumed. I'm grateful to the government of Uganda, I'm grateful to the NIM government, and I'm grateful to the Ministry of Energy for being considerate and supporting the local investment in this country.
Relatedly, the local community demands the company for compensation.
Pits were taken up by the company and people were not compensated.
I could categorically say and clearly say that we compensated over 98% of the people. But the few who are remaining, we had a communication with them where we said that after the company's activities resume, we'll be able to sit down with them and then we'll be able to clear them. Because we recognize them and we are aware of them as well.
Officer Parak are really eager waiting for him to start operating because we had a lot of issues, but now we thank God the promises which the company had given the community will meet up on otherwise.
Meanwhile, the artisanal miners requested the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development to fast-track the issuing of artisanal mining licenses for local groups.
And we have been struggling all the way since 2017, trying to get documents, and it's not been easy.
The ministry to give us local artisan license, and that will be the benefit to us as a local artisan for mining, which will support our community and our families, and children will be able to go to school.
People have brought money from government, PDM, Myoga, and WEP, monies of government, and they have put it into this as an economic activity. So it is on this background that we are also requesting that upon the license being executed, the artisanal miners will also be able to benefit.
During exploration, soil, water and rock samples are collected to determine mineral quantities underground. They can also do aerial survey to locate other minerals.
Thank you so much, Abiona, for that wonderful story on mining and the reopening of the mine. Minister for Security, Major General Jim Muhwezi, has warned that government will arrest whoever abuses social media platforms. He was addressing congregants in Kalido Sub-County, the Antonde District, during the memorial prayers in commemoration of fallen veterans ahead of the 36th Heroes commemorations on the 9th of June this month.
As the country prepares for the 36th Heroes Day to be commemorated in the Antonde District, there was a medical camp and memorial service in honor of the fallen heroes. The Bishop of Masaka Diocese led prayers at the Antonde Technical Institute in Kaliro Sub-County, the Antonde District, and commended President Museveni and other fighters for liberating Uganda.
Dr. Museveni and the colleagues who have been on your feet, we congratulate you, we salute you, and we say, Ad Murutozano's long live.
Bishop is also concerned over increasing violation of human rights, saying as the country remembers heroes, advises public to work towards having justice to everyone.
If we are honoring them, then we have to evaluate ourselves. Are we practicing justice, the basic principles of justice, beginning with a fair hearing? Because all of us can commit sin, but also can commit crime.
The Minister for Security, Major General Jim Muhwezi, attended prayers and warned social media abusers that government is alert and will deal with whoever violates the Computer Misuse Act.
I reminded the public that we passed a law, Computer Abuse Law, which if you abuse the computer, you use it to abuse people, you can be charged, and we are going to do so. So the young people should be careful that the long arm of the law will get them.
He reminded Ugandans to reflect on the peace heroes fight for.
And that is very important if Uganda is going to be immune of going back into that chaotic history.
The State Minister for Luwero Renzaru Triangle, Alice Kaboyo, commended people of the Antonde for the support they rendered during the LRA war.
This was in various ways, including the provisions of essential assistance like food, intelligence, moral support to the guerrilla forces at the time, but also giving up your sons and daughters.
Muvayo ne musabira batata baffe bakadde baffe abatuva ku maaso ekyo kiraga okutambulira wamu n'obumu.
Some of the leaders in the community reminded President Museveni to fulfill the pledge. These include Tama King, Rakai Yantonde Road, among others.
Hospital, eddwaliro lyaffe lino likunganya abantu bangi liri ku highway naye tusaba eddwaliro eryo balyongereko eddaala lifuuke referral hospital olw'embeera eyo.
The 36th Heroes Day will be held at the Yantonde Technical Institute on 9th June in the Yantonde district on the theme, The Legacy and Ideals of Our Heroes, a Memorable Inspiration. I'm Nafka Farida and Andrew Sebira.
In more stories, tension is high in Madu and Chai sub-counties after more than 2,000 residents were forcefully evicted from Colomb and Sowe land allegedly under the custody of the National Forestry Authority. The residents who gathered at Kasina Primary School for a community meeting convened by Gomba RDC Katende Ronald at what they described as brutal and very unjust evictions.
Abigaba George LC3, chairperson of Kalusina, accused the National Forestry Authority of using the army to carry out the evictions, which he claimed involved killings, torture and rape.
We are evicted. Now the president came to our rescue. He ordered to bring back all the people who were evicted and be given their land. Myself, I was beaten, almost killed by Grace Ngabirano on 9th of May 2003. People were raped. Like Kyomugisha Aren, that woman was raped. Nchondo, his 100 heads of cattle were stolen. Houses were burnt to ashes, like the house of Mukade Keizire Costa, the house of Mr. Mbwebwe, and others were burnt.
The disputed 19 square kilometers of land were reportedly given to National Forestry Authority in 1964 by former President Milton Obote. However, residents say it remained idle until locals began utilizing it for farming and grazing. The evictions began in 2003 and have continued sporadically.
When these people sat in Kampala in Bugolobi, they started distributing land amongst themselves, especially ministers and MPs. Like MP Alex Bakunda of Isingiro, Grace Ngabirano, woman MP Kisoro, Minister Henry Musasizi, Mondo Kagonyera.
At the meeting, residents said even Kansina Primary School was claimed and taken over and that the army failed to protect them from violence, instead actively participating in the eviction process. Several women claimed they were raped during the operation, while others alleged their property was destroyed.
Era His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni kagunywa kagutema kagufumba kagutuwa nanyini si nanyini kwanga yagambye omunaku afuneko watula n'agamba batuwe ku byapa bantu bange bagenda okulima amatooke taata wadoze ku byattaka tuyinamu ne ba rapist obwana bwaffe obutona babutwaliramu mu nsiko omwo nimbye.
The meeting also attended by the State Minister for Lands, Dr. Sam Mayanja, Area MP Robin Rakozo, local leaders and security forces. Residents accused MP Rakozo of being complicit in the evictions, claims she vehemently denied.
Mugamba bano bakuma butonde emigavu yaffe emikadde nga bagisala emotoka z'embaawo zaali awo zitika MP ono tumuyina wano. Ensawo z'amanda zaali wali emmotoka zitika. MP ono tumuyina wano.
So nze MP kati yes mulimu abatakwagala naye leka kulumiriza n'oyo n'erinnya ly'omuntu ate contribution weeri ndooza njogedde mugibulidde waliwo n'ebirala bye neerabidde.
Residents complained that National Forestry Authority gave their bibanjas to the rich, non-local people.
That NFA has to be checked. In fact, you are in transition, but you know the atrocities you have committed in Nsowe.
Minister Mayanja ordered the land commissioner to cancel all land titles fraudulently acquired on the disputed land and directed that all bona fide occupants return to their bibanja holdings.
President yalagira n'agamba oyo yenna agoba omuntu ku ttaka akwatibwe avunanibwe. Ndagidde nti Mugisha ne Kibuuka bakwatibwe DPC uno.
All the title deeds were illegally given and I have ordered that they be cancelled. Number 2, all those people who were evicted here regain their land in an orderly manner as shall be organized by the RDC. Number 3, everybody, as directed by the President, they will get title deeds of 49 years, extendable as per law to freehold.
He also instructed the RDC and District Police Commander DPC to ensure residents are protected.
The people who have been antagonizing people, especially Mugisha, Kibuuka and the others, they will be arrested. A warrant of arrest will go looking for them and they be arrested on several charges which I have cited here. Malicious damage, forceful entry, assault, causing bodily harm, all those.
The minister also educated the community on land rights. Benon Mukwaya, Jamil Sekaja, UBC.
In more news, the newly elected NRM chairpersons have been urged to support the amendment of Local Government Act to allow the NRM officials from the district be a part of the day-to-day runnings of the districts and cities. The need was echoed by the Party Secretary General Richard Todwong during the training of the newly elected party chairperson at Hotel Africana in Kampala. Aguta reports.
The newly elected NRM district and city chairpersons across the country are training on budgeting, planning, accountability, ideology and leadership and monitoring service delivery. The training, organized by the Parliament of Uganda, is facilitated by top NRM and government officials. The Speaker of Parliament, Annette Among, represented by the second National Vice Chairperson for Western Uganda, and the Minister for ICT, Chris Bariomsi, urged the district party leaders to monitor government programs.
It is crucial that we play our roles in monitoring government programs and acting as watchdogs to the different interventions of the government in our areas of jurisdiction. Many government programs are wasting away because we have looked the other side as corruption and negligence affect the population, affect the popularity of our party, NRM.
The first National Vice Chairperson for NRM, Alhaji Moses Chigongo, calls for unity among the district party chairpersons.
Uganda is our country, all of us, and we must work for it. Once the country is stable and peaceful, everybody will enjoy. But if there is no steadiness, then there will be panicking and everybody will lose what he or she has got from the day when he was born. But these are facts. If there is no peace, nobody is going to rise up.
The NRM chairpersons were urged to support the amendment of the Local Governments Act to allow NRM officials from the district to be part of the day-to-day running of the district and city affairs.
Now you're a leader of a district.
Again, I need to thank the Right Honourable Speaker of Parliament, that under her leadership, we are moving first to amend the Local Government Act to make sure that you, as political leaders of the ruling party, you are ex-official members of your local councils. Under a multi-party political dispensation, when a party is elected, it is the manifesto of that party which is voted for. And this manifesto we hand over to the government to implement. Now, in our constitution, we share a governance platform with those who don't believe in our party. The civil servants, they are not supposed to be political. Others are with us, but they don't show, because the law doesn't allow that.
The government chief whip and MP for Ajuri County in Aleptong encouraged the district NRM chairpersons on mobilizing for the President Museveni ahead of 2026 general elections.
You would want to introduce yourselves as chairpersons of a party in opposition. We are in government. People who have played with government, they tested, they played. The history of Uganda is very clear. At one point, someone was 68 years, he led Uganda for 68 days. At one point, Uganda was too hot to be led by one person. There would be 3 people sitting under legal notice number 5. But President Museveni has taken us through a very stable period.
Philip Aguta for UBC News in Kampala.
Moving on, the Campala Capital City Authority has appealed to city users to remain calm despite the noise and dust in the city due to the road construction activities that are ongoing. Now, the Deputy Executive Director, KCCA, Benon Chigenyi, while presiding over the installation of Kansanga Rotary Club new president, Charles Musoke at Bonga, said that KCCA is at work.
Most of the roads in Kampala city are under construction, which has resulted into noise and dust in the city, raising concerns to the public. This has forced KCCA to speak about it and extend its apologies to people of Kampala and appeal to them to remain calm, as all the works are aiming at having clean and admirable city.
Please forgive us for a city we have turned into a construction site in all directions.
The construction site will have debris, it will be dug up, but the beauty about constructions is that after some time you have a wonderful piece of art at the end of it all. So I want to give the people of Kampala an assurance that what is happening currently is for the good of the city. It is part of the transformation that we are yearning to have. A city that we love, a city that is commensurate to the places that we want to go.
He was presiding over the installation of new Kansanga Rotary Club President Charles Mukose and pledged to act as a bridge between KCC and Rotary Club towards uplifting people's status in the area.
I pledge to be a bridge to link RC Kansanga to KCCA to have this project approved. Let me inform you that KCCA has a very ambitious plan to support the transformation of your city.
The installed club president Charles Mukose shares the first plans in 100 days on construction of Health Center 3 at KCCA Primary School in Kansanga.
Our membership growth and retention remains our top priority. The larger the membership, the lighter the contribution burden on each member, allowing us to undertake more impactful projects. For this Rotary year 2025-2026, we will launch the construction of a Health Center 3 with special emphasis on maternal and child health services. And this will be our signature project.
I would like to urge you, in addition to innovation, continuity, let us look at partnerships. We have those small companies. Small partners can make a difference. And at times the more is more reachable. So you can be able to implement whatever you're looking for.
At the same event, there was induction of new members and appreciate those who have contributed to the club's growth.
Busiro County Legislator Medad Lubega Segona has rallied Changa residents for their commitment to voluntary service. This was during the inaugural Charter Night of the Lions Club of Changa.
The Member of Parliament for Busiro County, Medad Lubega Segona, has praised Changa residents for embracing Lionism and their commitment to voluntary service. This was during the inaugural Charter Night of the Lions Club of Changa, celebrated in a colourful and dignified ceremony that attracted Lion Club's International District 411B leaders.
This club represents those values, a place where ideas can flourish, talents can be nurtured, and lives can be uplifted. I commend the founders of this initiative, and I urge every member to remain committed to the values of inclusivity, integrity, and service.
Lions Club's International District 411B Governor Lion Benon Katate encouraged Ugandans with a heart for service to join the Global Lions movement. He urged Changera's new members to uphold the Lions' values of compassion, leadership and community transformation.
Our Lions is about voluntary service activities, working through clubs, willing people. It's a coalition of the willing join these clubs and put their heads together the way you have been trying to do it early enough about your environment and other issues. And putting your heads together, solutions are always available.
Guiding Lion John Bosco Ntangare, instrumental in mentoring the new club, expressed confidence in its future.
Will you do this to the best of your ability? If so, say you will.
Lion Imelda, president of the Lions Club of Campala Central, formally welcomed the Changa chapter, calling it a vital addition to Uganda's service network.
You are going to be members of the world's oldest, biggest, most active, and most efficient service club organization.
And harder.
Newly installed club president Martin Mohangi rallied members to lead with unity and passion.
As we begin our chapter as a new club, let us show how we are a force for good in the community. As Lions, let us demonstrate to everyone we come in contact with the meaning of kindness.
The Presidential Advisor on Political Affairs, Sumi Nabagereka, has pledged to support women's empowerment programs in Irundi Town Council, Wiyindi District. In a fact-finding visit to the area while monitoring government programs, Nabagereka engaged with local leaders and residents, listening to their concerns on stalled development projects, inadequate infrastructure, and limited access to social services.
Mubimu ku bintu ebikolebwa mu kwetekkera ebijaguzo bino mulimu
kenyina ate kendeese mu ddwaliro.
The celebrations included a tree planting exercise aimed at promoting environmental sustainability and a giving back initiative which provided support to those in need. Through these initiatives, Peace Divine Temple continues to make a positive difference in the lives of its members and the broader community.
Sharingeko katono kenyina ate kendeese mu ddwaliro yaffe lino nkasharinge n'abalwadde nsanyuke n'abalwadde kubanga abasawo bano bakola kinene nnyo okubeesaawo obulamu bw'abantu ate bantu ba mugaso.
The temple's dedication is to serving humanity and promoting spiritual growth.
And we thank also the government who have also cooperated with us through the administration of Zimbabwe. Because without government's hand, we wouldn't have managed to do so. So we thank the President and his government to have also enabled us to.
Okujukira kijukizo mukama atulwanidde like 29 years on the preaching the gospel. Ne tubuulira enjiri ne tuyimba oluyimba lwa Katonda era mukama atuukiriza our dreams.
The resident district commissioner, Jane Francis Kagai, commented on the selfless service to the community and called upon the hospital administration to consider the needy while distributing items.
With a very big heart, who loves her place, who loves her country, and I would request you more to look into more than needed. Those the most vulnerable people who attend to us here, and serve them so that they also enjoy the good spirit of the prophecy. I thank you so much.
The hospital administration pledged good care of items given to them.
Please, I take this opportunity to once again thank you for lending a hand and giving out this donation to Zimbabwe Defenders. We are much grateful. Thank you for giving back to the community. Thank you for giving back to the sick. We pledge to do our best as always as health workers to provide the health service care that is much expected out of us as health workers.
Kenneth Tanaba, UBC News.
The Renzaru King Om singer Charles Wesley Mombere has appealed to all stakeholders, including religious leaders, to speak out about the continued stay of the people currently encamped in the RDC's offices in Kasese town over issues related to land wrangles across the district. The Om singer was addressing the press at his Kamaiba Best Palace in Kasese town spoke out. Sorry about that mishap, but we'll have the story later on in the bulletin. With more news, youth in Chibale sub-parish, Kakuto constituency, Chotera district need to engage in religious and political leadership so as to benefit from government development programs. The message was central during the Youth Day celebrations at Chibale sub-parish church. Jamil Sekaja reports.
As part of the celebrations, the youth organized a vibrant market day, selling various items to raise funds in support of church and youth-led initiatives. Kakuto constituency NRM MP aspirant Kaka Ismail Lubega Uthman donated spray pumps and maize seedlings to support agricultural efforts in the community.
God for this day that we have participated in the Youth Day at my village. Actually, this is the Catholic Church of our parish here in Chibale, Mayanja sub-county. We have participated with the youth and encouraged them to participate and support government programs like the PDM and to avoid the leaders who are spreading hatred among the youth, and I've encouraged them to love each other and support the youth programs which I try to bring and the government bring them to their communities. It was a wonderful day because I have met with different youth of different categories, and I hope that my message, they have got my message well, and it will benefit them.
Meanwhile, Deputy Laity of Senje Cathatic, Namsitwa Agnes, inspired the youth to develop an interest in both religious and political leadership.
Between producing children and nurturing children, those were two key points. That these days so many parents, they are good at producing, but nurturing becomes a problem. The youth to know that for them they cannot be responsible citizens without them fully participating into leadership activities and programs. They have to participate in both church and political programs. They have to vie for these positions.
Benon Mokwaya, Jamil Sekaja.
Here's your chance to win school fees for your child for a whole year. Just pay school fees using Momo. Dial *165 *80#. Select option 2 for school pay. Select option 1 to pay school fees. Enter the student number and amount and approve the transaction. You will now enter the draw to win school fees.
Are you a woman with a small-scale business with a dream of growing it to another level? The GROW Project is here to support you in realizing your dream.
The GROW Project is a government initiative implemented by the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development and Private Sector Foundation Uganda with support from the World Bank.
We support women-owned businesses across the country to gain hands-on and business management skills through training within your location, business financing through grants and affordable loans, and infrastructure in your areas of operation to enable you to increase your productivity.
If you have a business that makes sales of up to 800,000 Uganda shillings per month, the GROW Project has the tools and resources to help you succeed. For more information, contact your district or city GROW focal person or call our toll-free line on 0800 307 777 to learn more about how you can benefit from the GROW Project's services.
The GROW Project, empowering women economically, transforming communities.
This is a short story about you. No, I don't mean that this is you. No, this is not you. This is me. Of course, this can't be you. This can't be you because you think these things of touring Uganda are for rich people. You think these touring things are for people celebrating anniversaries. This can't be you. Because you think to enjoy wildlife, you have to first put in a leave request at work. Chimpanzees are just a 30-minute boat ride from Entebbe. And you get a chance to feed, name a chimpanzee, or even adopt a chimpanzee. You can even actually use this as a rehearsal to see if you can really provide food for another living thing. God gave us a beautiful country on a budget. We don't have to fly there, we are already here. This is ours, uniquely ours.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. Still with UBC News tonight, the Presidential Advisor on Political Affairs, Sumi Navagerika, has pledged to support women's empowerment programs in Irundu Town Council, Buyende District. In a fact-finding visit to the area while monitoring government programs, Navagerika engaged with local leaders and residents, listening to their concerns on stalled development projects, inadequate infrastructure, and limited access to social services.
Residents seemed frustrated over poor roads, lack of market access for agricultural produce, and limited educational facilities.
Twaye nkoko naye tuli kusaba buyambi okuva mu office ya baba. Kuba ife tufunangaku sente yona nti yabakyala oba buyambi bwona okuva mu office ya president. Kale mama ndisaba otukiza obubaka buno eri president. Gulupu eyabakyala esaidi eno mama tukoze ebibiina embu ayenga mama titufuna ku kantu akavua mu office yalata waife oba dada waife.
The Presidential Advisor on Political Affairs, Sumi Navagerika, was welcomed by a cross-section of leaders and community members. She acknowledged the issues raised and promised to follow up with relevant government agencies.
Omuntu awandika family ye. Ntunulidde gyenzize bwe kinaasangibwa nti omuntu wawandiika famire yo. Kubanga bannange muswaza pulezidenti abantu b'ebitundu ne mwefuula abanene ne mwefuula abaagagavu. Omunaku tajja kujja ku luggi kwogera atya.
She emphasized empowering women as a step towards community development.
Omusajja aweereza ssente lwaki zigenda mu famire emu? Bwe tuvaawo ogenda okubala tumwe lipooti entuufu. Kubanga bulijjo oyita bamutega abantu abatuufu ne batayogera. Mukulu Biso obululu butufuukidde obululu. Nze n'obusoga ngitambuddemu ne muzeeyi emyaka gyonna. 20 nali mulwadde gwe mulundi gwe siise mu Busoga. Busoga tewammanga muzeeyi kalulu. Akalulu k'Ebusoga nga kabeera class. Naye kati obululu bugenda bukkirira.
Local leaders pledged to work closely with the Presidential Advisor's Office to ensure that the promised programs are implemented. The visit follows Sumi Nabagireka's wider efforts to monitor service delivery in various districts. Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
In a celebration of language, culture and learning, Uganda students gathered at Ndeje Secondary School for the 2025 Chinese Bridge Uganda Finals, a national competition promoting Chinese language proficiency and cross-culture. The Chinese ambassador to Uganda, His Excellency Zhang Lizong, highlighted language as a key to global understanding, fostering cultural exchange and cooperation. Ndeje's head teacher David Sekongo highlighted how teaching Chinese opens global opportunities for students. And meanwhile, Agaba Derek, a student from Ndeje Secondary School, emerged as the overall winner.
Countries in the world, 33 countries, in supporting China to resume its lawful seat in the United Nations, and to ensure that the government, the People's Republic of China, represent the whole China. We have confidence to import more coffee from Uganda to China, because in China it's become a fashion, especially among the young generation, to have a cup of coffee every day. Normally, Chinese is a country of tea drinking, and now more people turn to coffee.
The deliberate move by the Board of Governors to make sure that we develop this language is clearly indicated through the payment of the teachers who are not on government payroll. The 4 teachers are being taken.
The very great opportunity of participating in the Uganda National Chinese Bridge competitions. It has all been a very big struggle, but I thank God so much that He got me to this place. This has been my dream since I entered in the even senior 1. Everything has stopped me time to time from participating in this competition. Senior 1, senior 2, senior 3, senior 4, but now senior 5 came. I participated only once, but I
And that concludes our news today night. Thank you so much for watching today on the 1st of June 2025. My name is Sharon Kyomugisha from the team, and I have a lovely night and a blessed week ahead of you. Bye-bye.
UBC,
inspiring Uganda.
Every year, hundreds of thousands of pilgrims throng Namugongo to honor the Uganda Matters. This year, the Matters Day theme for Catholics is, "O Lord, let me see you again. I, your pilgrim of hope."